afternoon, everyone. It's Mel from Honeybee Farmstead. It's afternoon. Yes, I normally do the videos in the morning. Oh, pigs. But I have been so busy today doing a lot of the handling of the new babies that you saw us get. Lots of bottle feeding and all kinds of things. We've also let them out in the field. Everyone else is free ranging almost. Check these guys out. Hey, Miss Luna. The ducks are all together. Hey, duckies. The quail are hanging about. And the pigs are super noisy. Noisy piggies. So, I'm coming out here because I wanted to show you guys how these little babies are settling in. They're pretty adorable. Two of them are very bullish, which just means they're quite pushy and a little bit full on. But two of them are nice and sweet, and I suspect that's because they're a little bit younger, because especially Jersey bulls, I'm told, they are very full on. So I'm going to show you guys here. Hello, cows. Hi, cows. So the one with the halter is the youngest, I'm assuming, at the very front there. He was dubbed Pretty by Hunt and Gather Farmstead. The next one that's in front, right at the front here next to the camera, they're just calling him their own name for now because they really like him and were thinking that they might want to keep him. Now, I did want to tell a little bit about the story because I didn't really do that on the last video. It was all everything was go, and we're getting them out of trailers and we were getting them settled in and with food. This is the first time that the girls have come anywhere near them. So they've come up to the fence and to chat with them. We're going to slowly move them into progression where, like for today, like last night we had them in the little like safe area, undercover, all that sort of stuff. And then today after their morning feed, I let them out into our little shed yard here. There's plenty of green to eat, but also they can't get too far away so they don't get lost in the paddock. And, you know, we don't know how the girls are going to behave with them. I have never seen any nastiness from my girls, but I just want to be super safe. And it's nice when they meet them through the fence. They get to know each other without having any dramas that where anyone gets hurt. So that's the main thing right now. Everyone looks pretty comfortable. I'm not going to give you the names of the two that Les and Megs are thinking they want to keep because that's their news. So they'll possibly do that at a future date on their channel. But the two that that we really like and are hoping to be able to keep is Pretty, the little one with the halter. And I bought 4 halters, but somehow accidentally the lady in the feed store has given me a full, so not even close to a full halter. Some yellow halter that I can't even figure out how to put it together. It's pretty bad, and I think it's actually been manufactured wrong. It's all twisted. And the pink foal halter, which is a nylon halter, is way too big for them. So Pretty's the only one who's got one on at the moment. Okay, so who have we got there? And then you can see the one that's right in front of Pretty has got a little H on the side. We've just been calling him Hamburger. He's not the prettiest of calves, but he's actually got a beautiful nature. He's a very sweet and friendly nature. And the one behind is very pretty. And Les and Megs were dubbing him his curls in his hair and stuff. So he's been getting called. Look at him, I'll show you his curls. Check out that face. Look at those curls. he's going to have the longest hair out. Gorgeous. So I'm going to sit down here in the shade. Probably, look at that field. So much beautiful green. Alright, I'm going to sit down here and they might come up. What's this? What sort of plant is that, I wonder? This little guy did just come up to me and I walked away from him. But yeah, so I kind of want to tell you guys a bit more about our plans with them. They are off a dairy, so they're from down south. Another reason we've kept them separate is just to make sure they haven't brought anything with them sickness wise. They look all good, and what you look for there is their poop. You want to make sure their poop is solid and has got no blood in it or anything like that, because they can get what's called coccidiosis, and that is transferable to humans and chickens and all other livestock. So we've been really careful with that, and they all seem totally fine. They've all got solid poos, no blood and all that sort of stuff. They're very healthy looking, but we always sort of keep them a bit separate, which we've already done just to make sure. Sometimes they can suffer stress, which will give them the poos. Here we go, he's coming up behind me. Little cutie. Okay, so the plan with them. As you know, we're a working farmstead and we do all our own food. So the plan here is we're going to get all 4 boys DNA tested by our cow experts, Genes and Genes. And we are hoping that 2 of them are A2 genetics, which is the really good protein milk. So if we do get 2 that are A2 genetics, those 2 will become breeding bulls that we will raise up as a bull. They are going to have their little horn buds removed so that they don't grow horns. We are told by our experts that Jersey bulls are one of the most sort of aggressive, hard to manage, savage bulls. So we are going to make it as safe as possible to have them. But the first part of that is to find out the genetics. So if they're all A2, that would be brilliant. We get to have our pick of which bull we'd like to keep as far as conformation goes and temperament and all that sort of thing. If they're not, and only one is A2, I'm just going to let Les and Megs have that A2 and keep it as a bull. They're sort of more keen to do that straight up. I'll do it if it works out, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Both of them will be turned into steers and raised up on this beautiful pasture and eventually turned into food. So, but before that, we get to love on them and hug them and just, yeah, treat them with all the love and kindness that we do the rest of our animals. So, yeah, what do you think, guys? What do you think of the plan? So far, that's the plan. If they're A2, that'd be brilliant. We're trying to breed that sort of genetics into our milking herd. But if not, you know, no harm, no foul, really, is it? So what do you think of that as a plan? I know that it's one that Grace is struggling with. She would love to keep all the babies and never have them be turned into meat, but that's just not reality. If all the animals that were ever born on the planet didn't, at least some of them get turned into meat, we'd be completely overrun. But yeah, that's just how it is. I know it's sad and none of us like doing it, but it is just the way it's going to be on a working farm. If you eat meat, that's how it is. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Here, burger.
Come here. What are you doing?
Oh, you can feed that one. Yep, 4 bottles.
Earlier in this video I mentioned DNA testing. Decision has been made to put a ring on Hamburger and the other little bull calf that Les and Megs had, as they were assessed by the cow experts, and they probably won't make decent breeders, so they have been ringed and will be raised up as steers for meat. So now the only two little bulls that are left are Les and Megs' one with the curly hair, who I will not give you the name of, but go to their channel and they might, and the little one that I referred to as Pretty, whose name is actually Jetson. During the assessment, the cow experts have discovered that he is a naturally polled, meaning he would not grow horns anyway, little bull. So I'm going to have him DNA tested just for my own knowledge, but he will be being kept on the farm as my breeding bull. So Jetson is going to be grown up as a bull and trained and hopefully behaving. So you will see them wearing halters and things and being tied up, and that is part of their training. I'm even looking into possibly getting a nose ring in to keep him manageable. During the visit, the decision was also made not to debud them, as their little horn buds had already grown past safe removal stage as it is. So Jeremy and Jean like to do everything the safe way, and yeah, so they'll be keeping their horns, and if Les and Megs end up keeping their little bull, they're going to have his horn buds removed surgically, or leave the horns on. So they'll be making that decision soon, I'm sure. You may have noticed a little cough in one of the calves. When Les and Megs picked the calves up, they did ask the farmer about it, and he said that he didn't think it was anything. We were concerned about it, however, so we did have a blood sample tested, and it turns out that it was probably just caused by stress or a little bit of dust maybe in the calf pellets. So nothing to be worried about, and they are doing a lot better.
Mom, it's so weird.
I didn't know you were letting it lick your fingers. Come on. Come on. You have your half first.
It's hard.
Come on. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was made over a couple of days. It's been a long few days with these little babies. So they've all just had their night bottle and they're chock-a-block, big fat tummies. We did have our cow experts out today to assess them, as a couple of them came to us with coughs, and that's not really great. So we've sent off blood tests to see what the go is and what could possibly be causing it, because they're such young babies, we don't actually have a clue. But now we're a little bit concerned for the health of the others on our property. We were told when purchasing these babies that they were awesome and they'd had everything, they had all the medications they would need, but you don't really ever know. So I guess it's always a risk you take, which is why you would separate them from your herd and put them in a quarantine area, which we usually do. However, I did not think when I brought Deirdre and the girls in for their breakfast, even though we didn't have them near the babies, they were in the area where the babies were being kept. So we've possibly exposed them to whatever. I mean, it could be nothing. Could be just a little bit of dust in the hay or whatever. But we will keep you posted on that too. So they're out today. We have put a ring on 2 of the boys and turned them into steers, and they will eventually grow out in a paddock and be meat. So stay tuned to figure out which 2 we did and why, because we will give you a bit of a breakdown on why we decided to do that. But yeah, for now I'm absolutely beat. They're all fed and tucked up, and I just want to say good night to you all and hope that you enjoyed this video. We've really enjoyed making it, and we've really enjoyed having babies on the farmstead. We have lots of other things coming up in the future, so stay tuned. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you really liked it and you think you've got some friends that might like it too, share that video around, leave us a comment, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have an amazing time. Until the next video, bye for now.